Alright guys, here's what I got. I went to the 1/8 inch thick, 6 inch, maybe a little bit more than 6 inch diameter plate. It's the heavy one. Transferred the 28 gauge coils onto it, and what I found out was I only need one wire from the plate to charge the cap, and the same for the other cap, but it's a slower rate of charging. It almost relates back to the Rodin coil, where the 850 turn coil only needed one wire to fill the caps to like 10,000, 14,000, whatever. But one of the keys is the ground has to be on each cap, has to be connected. Okay, and so I'm looking at about 30 volts on this cap and about the same thing on this cap over here. Let me turn it on here and I'll show you. I've got the scope's reading about 210 back EMF pulses, and it's at I'm monitoring that first cap, and that's about 33 volts, 34 volts. The current draw is the same as before, right around 65, and I can short out the cap and show you what the meter does here. There's no movement in the meter still, and but I can take these two wires off. The caps will still charge with one wire from the plate, and but you got to have the grounds connected, and the ground on the scope goes back to the battery, and without that connection back to the ground of the battery, you're not going to get anything, and no charging in the cap. The cap might get to 8 volts or something, but anyway, it's real energy and it is charging. Basically what this thing is a back EMF collector, and the more back EMF you can force into that plate, the more power you're going to have in your caps. But we're running this at 65 mils, and it fills caps up by chunks, and by that let me short this out again and I'll show you. You can watch on the scope as it charges. It goes up by chunks, like maybe 1 or 2 volts at a whack. And that's interesting. So right now it's about 12 volts, it's about 13, 14, so it's climbing pretty good, and it gets up to about a maximum of 30, and still doing the same thing with the meter, about 65 mils. I think I'm right around 53 kilohertz, but anyway,